by the waters that affected the people of Maimahio, Munio village, Maige village, and Kijabi in totality. Madam Speaker, it is indeed very, very sad to note that the water that really ravaged the homes and properties of people around Maimahio is water that was meant to have been sorted by the Ministry of Transport and Communication. Why do I say so? It is because I've seen a lot of media stations report that that was a dam, while we know very well that was not a dam. It was actually water that was blocked by a railway tunnel or through a railway tunnel that could have actually been unblocked long time ago by the Ministry of Transport. So even as we speak about the errors of omission and commission, we must speak to the relevant ministries on their own errors of commission. Why didn't the Ministry of Transport avert the situation? Because that was not a natural dam. That was water that was blocked by trees and ravages from the rains. And if the ministry took its job seriously, we wouldn't have had that kind of a scenario. Madam Speaker, I am very, very happy to see the kind of response the government is now giving 2 days after this menace or this accident has happened. Where was our military and disciplined forces who in their own camps and their own barracks, we understand that they have specific forces that are trained on disaster management. Madam Speaker, in this country, it is very unfortunate that we do not give much weight to planning. We do not give much weight to what we call the disaster management cycle. In that cycle, Madam Speaker, before a disaster happened, we should have a planning team on preparedness, a planning team on mitigation measures, a planning team on recovery, a planning team on rescue and response. That is a cycle of disaster management. But in this country, we do not put weight on preparedness, on mitigation, on recovery. We only give money to response and rescue. We find ourselves getting into a cycle of repeated accidents, and we do not give a long-lasting solution. Madam Speaker, there are countries that have actually created a whole ministry of disaster management and response. Countries like Bangladesh, they have a whole pledged, budgeted for ministry for this kind of activity. Yet in Kenya, this is just a unit tucked somewhere under the Ministry of Interior. So when it comes to budgeting, in as much as we are talking about budget, we don't give much money to such kind of activities that really can determine the amount of people that can die or can be rescued. Madam Speaker, I am happy that I saw Mr. President today tour Maimahio. And I am happy that the people of Maimahio are very happy that the president himself and the deputy president himself visited Maimahio. But I was wondering as a mother, why didn't we see that kind of response in Bakassi when people were affected by fire? Why haven't we seen the same delegation go to Garissa? Yesterday I saw people of Garissa sleeping on the tarmac and nobody has gone to their rescue. Why are we doing selective rescue, selective response? Every Kenyan matter, every Kenyan life matters. Everybody should be treated equally with the same kind of importance put on their lives. Otherwise, Madam Speaker, I send my sincere condolences to the affected families, and I hope and pray that we are going to engage our kazi kwa vijana to go back to our streets and clean those blockages so that we can avert many accidents that are on the way. Thank you, Madam Speaker.